Today it's some Drag Specialties brand name fork boots for early Harley-Davidson 76 to 88. It says the early Showa forks. Here's original packaging, fork seals, dust seals. What I found, here's the stock part that I removed. Here's the Drag Specialties part. You can see it's shorter, like right where my thumbnail is. And I found that this is too short to snap onto the top of the fork. While the fork boot in the factory packaging is dimensionally the same. It's longer, and I expect it will snap onto the fork slider. It's a shame. They seem to get very close with this aftermarket part, but they're off by, I don't know, a 1/16 of an inch. You got to wonder, what do they use for measuring tools when they're this far off? But this, again, would not snap onto the fork slider. So here you can see there's a groove in the slider, and the Drag Specialties boot will not fit far enough down to hook into that groove because it's a little shorter than the Harley part. As much as I press down on it, it's just not snapping into the groove, and will easily pop back up. So going down the road, I'm not sure that this wouldn't, come off and be riding like that. I can try again, but I just don't think any amount of persuasion here is going to get that to snap in. It just pops right back up. So here's the OEM replacement boot, or the replacement boot in OEM packaging. I haven't tried this yet. But it's snapped in there, and I can't easily lift it off. I mean, I can work it off. But I have a greater confidence that it's not going to pop off on its own. Kind of hard to get across in the video, the difference. But I can feel that notch is engaged. Not sure how obvious this is, but the OEM package boot is on the left, and the Drag Specialties is on the right. Not only is the Drag Specialties shorter, the rib that would engage the groove on the fork slider is wider. So the space on the OEM boot to slide over the slider is much longer. If I had a third hand here, I could probably show it better. So I've stepped out into the sunshine to illustrate this problem perhaps better. The Drag Specialties boot is shorter from here to here than the OEM boot from here to here. But not only that, looking inside, this rib on the OEM boot is shorter, and this rib on the Drag Specialties boot is longer. So this space here, the space to reach over the slider and get into the groove much longer on the OEM boot than on the Drag Specialties boot. So I cannot get the Drag Specialties boot to snap into the groove. It just doesn't reach down far enough. I'll call this space here the reach, and the reach is much longer on the OEM labeled part. So I'm trying to measure that difference in what I'll define as the reach of these fork boots. This is the Harley-Davidson OEM labeled one. It looks like (7/16). And then if I look at the Drag Specialties part, first of all, you can see it's much shorter because the caliper doesn't fit anymore. And on something flexible like this, it's not going to be a really precise measurement. But this is looking like (3/4 minus a 32nd, whatever that equals. So the Harley-Davidson part was way up here. The Drag Specialties part is way down here. And here's the two OEM packaged boots installed. The originals lasted since '79. Hopefully these will last just as long. Thanks, and be sure to watch my other videos.